This Backrooms level is the definition of liminal horror. Seriously, it's awesome here. Unless you don't like being stuck in an infinite playset or falling endlessly down into ball pits. Hey everyone, I'm Broogli, and today I'm going to be explaining Backrooms level 283, or Playland. This one reminds me a lot of my childhood, and is very nostalgic, but also terrifying and gut-wrenching and horrifying. Anyways, these are my favorite types of Backrooms levels to talk about. Really hope you enjoyed this one. Let's get into it, shall we? So Backrooms level 283 is classified as a class 3 difficulty and is unsafe, unsecure, and has a lowish entity count. In short, the entire level is a humongous complex of playground mazes that are all lined up in different zones. I'll be getting into each different zone throughout this video as always, but first, let's just talk about the level as a whole. The entire level is made up of interior playground complexes, like those ones from McDonald's and arcades from the early 2000s. And all of these playgrounds are morphed and fused together to make one giant structure. Literally just an infinite playground, tunnel, complex thing. The main two parts of the level are these indoor playgrounds and then these infinitely expanding ball pits, but there are other kinds as well. We'll get into those later. There are also a couple lesser known areas like lounges and rooms and that kind of thing, but who cares about that stuff when you got infinite playgrounds to explore? So let's dive right into the main parts of the level, which are the tubes, the pits, the lounges, the labyrinths, and the fortresses. There are several tubes located inside of the level, and there are several entrances to the tubes also. You enter by climbing through a round, circular, slide-looking thing, and once you get inside of them, you'll be in this huge expanse of playsets. The only light in these tubes are from the windows inside of them, and the windows themselves are actually whited out, and you can't see through them, but they give off this white glow inside of the slides and the other areas in the tubes. Because they're whited out, no one has any idea what's on the outside of this massive complex. Or if there even is an outside, who knows. You can get out of the tubes by going down slides, which are located in the side of them, but be careful when you pick a slide, because you don't know where it's going to lead you to. The slides themselves can look like a variety of different ones. Some of them are just normal slides that go straight down to the floor, but like I said, they can also lead to very different parts of the level. Some could take you to the lounges, some could take you to the labyrinths, and some could throw you directly into a ball pit, which you probably don't want to go there because we have no clue what lurks inside of them. Some sections of the tubes are actually dark, and in these dark sections is probably where you're going to run into an entity. If you do, you might run into a faceling or a wretch or something like that crawling through it. Just be careful. The next section is the pits, which are just infinite expanses of ball pits that go down forever, and we have no idea literally anything about them. They're just huge ball pits. Inside of the section, the visibility is very low, and there's hardly any light, except the light you bring yourself. The very air itself seems to be foggy and misty, and the whole aura is just strange. It's been found that the ball pits actually have a similar effect to quicksand, where if you get stuck in one and then start flailing around and moving around, you'll sink further into them until it eventually collapses on top of you and you'll never be seen again. So far, clumps are the only entities that have been actually confirmed to be in the ball pit areas, but there's rumors of other entities that are lurking below the surface and moving around slowly inside of the ball pits that have never been documented. So it's advised that if you take a slide that leads to the ball pits, to climb back up before you fall off of it, because once you go in one, there's no escaping. The lounges are the next area, and these are actually the safest spots and the most hospitable spots of the level. They look like typical arcade lounges with tables and chairs and booths and plates and that kind of thing. This area still feels pretty strange and liminal, but in a good way. There are adult facelings that live here that run these food stand type deals, kind of like an old food court in a way, and the entire place is probably the best place to stay in the level. The labyrinths are next, and these are mazes of weird, colorful playground stuff. Things like teeter-totters, swings, slides, monkey bars, and literally everything like that are found here inside of the labyrinths. Just think of a massive complex of indoor playsets, and that's what you got here. Specifically playgrounds. The area itself presents itself in a maze, and it just keeps on going and going, and it almost seems infinite. The walls are made out of some type of colorful plastic, and they have goofy paintings and shapes all over them, and everything is just like comically proportioned, like everything is huge. And the entire place has this really weird architecture that doesn't make much sense. These labyrinths are where the level exclusive entity that lives here, known as carnies, are found. But more on them in the entity section. They're just creepy clowns, pretty much. Anyways, the labyrinths seem to be like a fever dream of like this fun house. It's all very creepy and psychedelic, and you could get lost in here. The last location in this level that's been found are the fortresses, which are these weirdly tall looking stacked houses that just look comically made. They look like something out of a Dr. Seuss book. They're lit up with weird colorful light bulbs, and they can be up to 50 feet tall, and they just add this weirdness to the level. Carnies can also be located in this area. Now for the entities like hounds and skin stealers and smilers and wretches and clumps can be seen in the dark portions of the level, like in the ball pits or in the tubes or in the labyrinths, and those are the most common ones. But entities like facelings, specifically child facelings, are a big danger inside of the tubes because they're very aggressive and mischievous. So just in general, be careful where you go in this level unless you want to get cornered by an entity. There's also that level exclusive entity that I talked about earlier, called carnies. These entities take the form of huge anthropomorphic clowns, obviously. They actually take on multiple appearances and behaviors. Some of them are nice and kind, and some of them are crazy and want to eat you. So just avoid them at all costs, especially since, clowns are terrifying. But they do live in the labyrinths and in the fortresses of the level, so if you find yourself there, just don't run into them. There are also two bases here. One of them is a Meg base called Epsilon, and one is a BNTG camp known as White Castle. Both of them are open to trade, and they kind of help people if they need it. These are hard to find though, so just be careful when you're wandering through if you want to look for them. To enter the level, you can find a comically proportioned door on level 2, open it up, and you'll be sent here, or you can find a slide on level 9, go down it, and you'll wake up here as well. The exit, you can find a painting of a sad clown, and then take it off the wall to reveal the entrance to level 57, or you can jump into a ball pit and hope it takes you somewhere. I don't know though, I feel like I'd stay here for a while just for the nostalgia of it all. What about you? Let me know in the comments. That's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Check out my vlog channel in the description below if you want to see a Q&A that I just uploaded and some more vlogs and personal stuff. And that channel's going awesome. I want to get to 100K by the end of the year. We're already halfway there. Appreciate you. And also on this channel, Broogli, we are getting really close to 1 million subscribers. Hope y'all are ready for that. Hope y'all are ready for the 1 million sub special where I fly to England to the level 188 hotel. It's going to be awesome. Stick around for that. Tell your friends and family about the channel. Thank you for everything, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.